Today is Tuesday, July 31st, 2018. We are still in the midst of the Carr fire. I'm a few miles up Clear Creek Road to the west of Highway 273. I'm driving through this area that was burned about a month ago, and I think I referenced it on my blog and perhaps in the last video. It's a 1,500, 2,000 acre forest fire. Sad to say that is a minor event in today's world and doesn't really get any news, but you'll see as we drive along that it looks pretty apocalyptic nonetheless. I just met with a very nice fellow from the Forest Service here who told me that this area obviously is closed for recreation, but I was just pulling over to start the video, not try to do that while I'm driving. As you can see, it's pretty dang smoky. I'm theoretically out here road testing the new stereo I just put in my car, but I thought I'd do the video. Okay, so you can see up here there's some burned area on the right. That was burned a month ago. Actually, this isn't too bad. Looks like they caught it. We're going to see some more stuff where the burning and, well, you can already see it. There's places up here, too, where the guardrails are melted. And certainly the wooden supports for them are destroyed, and yeah, this is the whole area that was burned a month ago. With a fresh layer of smoke from another fire, this looks even more gruesome than it did in nice weather. I'm in my little SLK here, which is noisier and a little bit rougher riding than the C280, which, not too surprising, right? The C280 is meant to be kind of luxe and comfortable, and this thing is meant to be a sports car. So normally I don't like to do the videos going both ways on the same road, but here I'm going to do it because it actually looks kind of more horrifying the other way. By the way, the forest ranger told me that the road is going to be closed in another mile and a half or so. So we'll see what we see, but this is what, yep, I think, are we closed here? No, we're not closed. That one's closed. Alright, and here is the apocalyptic future of Whiskey Town Lake, and much of this area that's now half the size of New York City. This is the part that got burned a month ago. And honestly, if you live around here, you just see tons of this kind of stuff. I mean, there's forest fires everywhere. I don't know what it is. I don't know why people can't be more careful, because honestly, the amount of this that's started by dry lightning is a fraction of what's actually ends up getting burned. I mean, this is caused by people doing God knows what. I mean, the Carr fire is supposedly a vehicle malfunction. I'm not sure what that means. But, there's plenty of fires that are started by just sheer carelessness. And it's very sad, right? Because, a careless act can cause, just catastrophic damage. We all need to be more careful. Right? Because a forest like this just doesn't grow up in 5 or 10 years, right? I mean, this takes, 50, 100 years to grow up a forest like this. Yeah, it'll come back, sure. But it's going to be, a mess for many years. And meanwhile, you're opening the door for invasive plants. You're opening the door for, other problems. And of course, you burn a large enough area and then you get localized climate change, right? Because the forest is a source of moisture and recycling water, and once that's gone, things change. For example, the Mediterranean basin 5,000 years ago was forested. And the ancient Greeks and Romans and Mycenaeans and all those folks cut down all the trees to build things, and it became, somewhat deserty, right? Greece is very dry and deserty. The northern shore of Africa, Libya, places like that are, definitely dry and deserty. But apparently, according to archaeologists, 5,000 years ago, when there were trees, it was a much more green and verdant area. But you got climate change that was due to deforestation, and here we're getting some deforestation that's due to this fire. Okay, so we have come to the end of the road here. And as I told the guy, I'm sort of a looky-loo, so I'm just going to turn around. I'm just turning around. Alrighty. Gentlemen, thank you for your service here. There's a veteran cemetery up here, which is an oasis of watered order amidst the forest and wilderness area here. So this area is a lot smokier than it is at home, but this is about as smoky as it was everywhere yesterday, so you can kind of get a sense. And I think the people here are very, very, very happy that the road's open, they're not evacuated, and they have not been burned, so let's hope it stays that way. Turn this too far to the right because then you can see the suction cup mounted there. In fact, I think the suction cup is showing right now. I'll try to turn it back a little bit, but it's a little hard to do this and drive at the same time. Okay, suction cup looks like it's out of the picture. I don't even remember what this fire was called, but as I said, toward the end of June is when it happened. In fact, I think I was away at that time. Out here and buying, a beautiful 100 acres to kind of be out in the country and then have it burned into something that looks like this. It's like, yeah, you still got your land, but it sure ain't what you thought you were getting. And I think this is where the water in the city of Reading makes a stop before it hits our taps. So this road up here is closed. And the devastation in all of its horror. Honestly, I breathed enough smoke this week that I might as well just be chain smoking cigarettes. It's like I don't think the American Lung Association is approving of this fire one little bit. So yeah, just to repeat, we're driving more or less east on Clear Creek Road. We're probably, 5 to 8 miles west of Highway 273 in Reading. This is the beginning of my favorite twisty drive, although this is not the twistiest part. You drive back towards where we were driving before the road closed. It gets a lot twistier and a lot more abandoned and a lot more fun. But today we'll drive calmly because the roads are thick with emergency responders and we don't need them. We don't need to give them one more source of panic or concern or whatever. This is where I started the video. Thank God the smoke is not this thick at the house. Although I have to say, yesterday I went out and kind of did the same sort of thing, and when I got home, I could tell that the smoke in the house, there is smoke in the house and it smells kind of stale. I mean, you just get used to this, right? I mean, you just get used to the smell, and so, when I was out, I was smelling fresh smoke, and then when I got inside, I could tell that what I thought was a reasonably clean interior environment was in fact full of stale smoke. So There doesn't seem to be much escaping this. I thought about buying a HEPA filter, but you know, you got to imagine this is not going to go on for more than a few more days, and I wonder if HEPA filters are sold out, and on top of it, you know, we have to move and just more stuff to get rid of if we get a HEPA filter. But that said, I have to say my mother and I have both started to feel a little bit scratchy in the throat. Hello, it's Kim G, El Gringo Suelto, reporting from the parking garage at Mercy Medical Center in Redding, California. And I thought I would just throw this in as some bonus video. Normally, this is one of the best views, well, in the world, really. We can see from here, in this direction normally, we can see Mount Shasta. We can see the North Bay, or sorry, the North Valley. Basically, where I'm pointing the camera now, we should be able to see Mount Lassen and the Cascade Range, but that's not there either. Well, it's there, but it's not visible. And this is looking more south, and normally you can see for a long ways. But today, no such luck. And it's getting smokier again. See the sun up there. Not very bright, huh? Pretty orangey. Alright, this is Kim G, El Gringo Suelto, from the parking structure at Mercy Medical Center. See you later.